Let's get settled into our next theme and start thinking about attachment. This theme is all about the importance of relationships, parent-child relationships, and relations that are particular to American Indian, Alaska Natives, such as extended family, those who are like kin, the community, culture, and the land. You can think about this theme in two parts: understanding how attachment works and why it's important, and how to ideally be in relationships with children who've experienced separations, loss, and trauma. Interwoven throughout the entire theme is the acknowledgement of historical trauma and the importance of cultural attachments. This theme goes over what attachment looks like in real life. It includes informational podcasts by an American Indian clinical psychologist and case examples. While it does refer to theory, we try to stay pretty concrete for the most of the class to help participants focus on daily parenting. We recommend you place this theme early in your sequence of classes so you can use the importance of relationships as a frame and a foundation for the rest of the content. The primary reason parents who foster or adopt need to learn the content in the attachment theme is because the interpersonal hurt children have experienced requires interpersonal healing. That healing needs to happen through relationships. This is why children need strong, attuned parents day in and day out. Now let's talk about nuts and bolts. We set the stage with the cycle of attachment to show that all people have the need to attach securely. But children who have experienced separations, loss, and trauma have had a disruption in that cycle. It's important for participants to understand this because it significantly impacts children's ability to trust and what they expect from others. We will briefly review the styles of children's attachment using podcasts featuring clinical psychologist Tammy Dakota. Dr. Dakota is a member of the Mandan, Hidatsa, and Arikara Nation, and she specializes in trauma and American Indian mental health. From this perspective, she describes what different attachment styles look like. This helps participants start thinking about how to parent children with insecure styles of attachment. We also touch on the parent styles of attachment and resources available for those who wish to learn more. We'll focus on parenting for the rest of the theme, starting with the 4 S's of relationship-focused parenting: seen, safe, soothe, and secure, which comes out of Dr. Daniel Siegel's work. The 4 S's simplify and reinforce what children need to feel connected and understood by their parents. In this section, we'll also watch a video showing effective techniques for disciplining children who've experienced loss and trauma. An activity comes next to have participants think of culturally inclusive relationship-promoting activities that they can do with the children. The last section of this class is spent delving into relationship-focused discipline, as this is often a critical point of confusion for parents later. We use the analogy of the pottery jar to introduce the strategies of joining, amends making, and redos. You'll read a short story that clearly spells out this concept. Then participants will practice with an activity to develop these 3 skills. Here are some of the key takeaways for participants. Children who have experienced separations, loss, and trauma did not get their attachment needs met. Understanding the effects of this is core to parenting them. That is why this is a foundational theme in the NTDC. For American Indian, Alaska Native children whose attachment needs have not been met, they may be carrying their present-day experiences along with historical and intergenerational trauma. Children need parents who are regularly attuned to their needs. Healing disrupted attachments happens through strong relationships, especially the parent-child relationship. However, it is important to also include other types of attachment that have meaning for American Indian, Alaska Natives. Some examples of these include relationships to people, land, and culture. These relationships are strengthened during daily experiences together, not through talking. Relationships always need to come first to help children heal. even or especially when children have done something wrong. In this theme, we invite participants to reflect on how their own attachment histories may impact how they parent, especially when children are struggling. This may not be comfortable for all participants, so they may need your support to make the connection as to how and why. Here are some tips to make your training go smoothly. When you're talking about attachment styles, acknowledge that parenting children with insecure styles of attachment can be draining. Remind participants of the importance of self-care. Instill hope. Creating new experiences in families is an opportunity to create new patterns for children. The relationship-promoting activity is meant to break up all the talking and sitting in the first half of this class. However you choose to amend it, use it for this purpose, even if you're remote. This is a long theme, so this practical activity is a great way to get participants up and moving, to perk them up and have a little fun. Keep this activity light and playful. We don't want participants to feel like there are right and wrong answers, rather to understand the concept that daily experiences matter, and the more movement and senses are involved, the better. Focus on parent-child togetherness as you discuss the activities. Be clear that pleasurable experiences and joy are critical for all children to experience, especially when they're healing and even when they do something wrong. Take care to acknowledge that what seems pleasurable for some kids also has the potential to be triggering. The pottery jar concept for discipline will be new for everyone. Be sure to leave enough time for the short story and to practice. Participants will not be able to solidify the concept without practice. Remember, this concept is to be used when a child is calm. Later, in the trauma themes, we will cover how to help a child to get calm. If possible, try to circulate among participants as they work on the activity, and leave a good processing time after the activity to be sure participants are getting it and staying on track. Slow down and be sure participants are starting to understand the concept as you move into this activity. In closing, we have the opportunity in this class to build relationships with participants. When relationships are consistent, kind, and playful, our participants can internalize this as a powerful way to parallel how they can be with their future children. You are indeed bettering children's daily lives when you teach this class. Along these lines, as you'll hear in Dr. Dakota's podcast, this can lead to developing a relational sense of belonging, something that is important and necessary for the children in our care.